They say the Bible is full of contradictions. They say it's been tampered with and changed so many times that it's impossible to trust. For those of us who believe, these claims can be challenging. For those who don't, they are a convenient reason to dismiss God's word entirely. But what if the contradictions you've heard about aren't contradictions at all? What if they're actually a testament to the Bible's divine authorship and historical accuracy? In this video, we're going to tackle the biggest claims head-on. We'll look at real-life examples, explore the historical context, and reveal why what looks like a contradiction is often a deeper, more profound truth. If you're ready to dig into this, please hit that like button right now to show your support, and let's get into it. The very first contradiction that skeptics love to point out is the creation account. They say Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 are two completely different stories. Genesis 1 gives us a broad, chronological overview of creation, from the heavens and the earth to man and woman, all created in God's image. It's like a wide-angle shot of the entire event. Then, in Genesis 2, we get a close-up. The narrative shifts its focus specifically to the creation of man, the Garden of Eden, and the relationship between Adam and Eve. It's not a separate story. It's a more detailed, focused account of a specific part of the original narrative. This isn't a contradiction. It's a difference in literary style, a literary device that provides both the big picture and the intimate details. Imagine a news report. The opening gives you the headlines, and the second segment dives deep into a single, specific event. We don't call that a contradiction. We call it good journalism. Another common example is the claim that the Gospels contradict each other in their account of Jesus' resurrection. For instance, the number of angels at the tomb seems to vary between the Gospels. Matthew mentions one angel, while John and Luke seem to imply two. Skeptics see this as a glaring inconsistency. However, remember that the Gospels were written by different men in different locations for different audiences, all of whom were eyewitnesses or wrote from the accounts of eyewitnesses. A reporter in a crowd of 500 people might say, thousands of people were there, while another might say, over 1,000 people were there. They're not contradicting each other. They're simply giving their perspective. It's similar to four friends telling the story of an accident. They will all have a different focus, a different detail they remember, but the core event remains the same. The differences are not an error. They are a sign of independent testimony, which, in a court of law, is considered stronger evidence than identical, rehearsed accounts. So, what about the claim that the Bible has been tampered with? This is perhaps the most significant objection because it strikes at the very heart of the Bible's authority. If we can't trust the text, we can't trust the message. But this claim completely ignores the vast and meticulous world of textual criticism and manuscript evidence. We have more ancient manuscripts of the New Testament than any other ancient book in history. These aren't just one or two copies. We're talking about over 5,800 Greek manuscripts, not to mention tens of thousands more in other languages. These manuscripts date back to within a few decades of the original writings, and they have been painstakingly compared and cataloged. When scholars do this, they find an incredible level of consistency. The tiny variations that do exist are typically minor spelling errors or small phrases, and not a single one changes a core doctrine of the Christian faith. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the 1940s was a monumental moment in biblical history. These ancient scrolls, found in a cave, contained almost every book of the Old Testament. They were over 1,000 years older than the oldest manuscripts we had at the time. When scholars compared these scrolls to our modern Bibles, they found an astonishing agreement. The text had been faithfully preserved with incredible accuracy over a millennium. This discovery provided powerful, physical proof that the Bible has not been tampered with in any meaningful way. It has been preserved by God and faithfully transmitted by scribes over the centuries. This isn't just a matter of faith, it's a matter of historical and archaeological fact. What's really happening when someone points out a contradiction is often a misunderstanding of context. They are either comparing two different literary styles, misinterpreting the language and culture of the time, or failing to see the bigger picture that a single verse is a part of. The Bible is a complex library of books written in different genres: history, poetry, prophecy, law, spanning thousands of years. Reading a prophetic book like Revelation the same way you read a historical book like Acts is like trying to read a menu the same way you'd read a novel. You'll end up confused every single time. The so-called contradictions often dissolve the moment we apply proper interpretation and a basic understanding of context. I believe that these objections are not a sign of the Bible's weakness, but a sign of its strength. It has withstood thousands of years of scrutiny, scholarly attacks, and cultural shifts, and it still stands. The truth doesn't shy away from questions, it welcomes them. The Bible, in its entirety, tells a consistent, powerful story of a God who loves humanity so much that he sent his Son, Jesus, to bridge the gap between us. This message is not contradictory. It's a story of ultimate grace and redemption that echoes from Genesis to Revelation. If you're seeking a deeper understanding of these topics and want to be a resource for others, you need to continue to educate yourself. Subscribe to Bible Echo and ring the notification bell for more videos that tackle tough questions. Like this video if it helped you see these issues with a new perspective, and comment below with a contradiction or question you've heard so we can address it in a future video.